The Lockhart Perspective. Well, hello and welcome everyone to the Lockhart Perspective. I am Felicia Lockhart, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to our program. And tonight, what we're going to be looking at is the brazen. I just have to say, it's absolutely brazen. What's going on right now with Fani Willis, and it's unfortunate to me because what's going on right now with Fani Willis. I feel that what's being done to the wife in this particular situation is absolutely unbelievable. According to reports that I have that we're going to look at right now, Fani Willis has gotten a little out of pocket. And listen, wow, here's where I'm coming from tonight. I'm coming from a place where the wife is now and I have been, as we are very transparent here on the Lockhart Perspective. A lot of you know my history. A lot of you know some of the things that I've gone through. Great amounts of you have already looked at old work that I've already put up here on the Lockhart Perspective, and I just want to tell you guys that I am absolutely outdone with the things that have been unfolding over the past couple of weeks. The reason why I'm on tonight is because I could not believe one of the reports that I saw coming out of Atlanta dealing with Fani Willis and this whole entire situation. And we're going to come from a different angle tonight. Okay. We're going to come from an angle of being real. We're going to come from an angle of understanding exactly what's going on. Hey, Sandy, girl. Sandy, I'm going to tell you right now, Sandy, I tried. You and I talked extensively for about an hour today. We didn't touch this topic at all. Okay. We touched a whole lot of other stuff, but we did not touch this topic at all, Sandy. So you can imagine my horror and my shock and my amazement when I found the story that we're about to talk about tonight. Now, from a standpoint of a woman who has been treated like Fani Willis's lover's wife, you figure it out. Dissect it, y'all. I am just absolutely gobsmacked with the brazen type of situation this chick has gotten herself in. This lady has undoubtedly she's got some big cojones. I just want to tell you the balls on this woman. And this right here, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is going to be a very, very raw show tonight. It's not going to be nothing for your kids. So if you got your kids around, you might want to bring them out of the room. You might want to take your children way away from what we're going to be talking about tonight, because I am about to go in, and this is about to be very raw and uncut. And I'm about to really tell you my perspective on this particular topic. Where they do not care about anything but what it is that they want. Not only is it that they don't care about anything but what they want, they also go after and attack the other woman, i.e., the wife. Now, when I look at what's going on with Fani Willis and I look at what I just read, which I'm going to share with you guys, please just let me set this up. Please let me cook. I have got to cook. Because if I can't cook with this particular situation, y'all ain't going to hear me pure and uncut. And this right here, I must be uncut. I've got to be me. Because I want to say this. And this is going to be far reaching. Because what's going on right now in our community, and I feel in the community at large, is that there are a lot of people out here who are committing adultery and who are assisting in committing adultery. And as they're assisting in committing adultery, they just don't care. This woman, in my opinion, is absolutely brazen. And she's only about covering her own neck, but to her own detriment. She's trying to cover her neck in this situation, y'all, and it's to her own detriment. Let me go ahead on and give you guys the screen. Please share this out. Please, please, please. Because if ain't nobody ever seen me raw and uncut, ooh-wee. You see it. It's on the screen. Let me make it big. I'm going to give it all to you guys. I'm going to let you guys see it 100% of the way. I got to cook. I got to cook, Sandy. I got to. Fulton DA Willis accuses the deputy's wife of interfering in the Trump election interference case. Now, I don't know who up top gave her this as an idea. I really don't. I don't know who did it. But whoever they are was really wrong in what it is that they have decided to push this chick to do. I could not believe it. We're going to get into it. It says the Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis filed a motion on Thursday, which is today, accusing the wife of a special prosecutor, not just a special prosecutor, but a special prosecutor. Now, maybe her boyfriend put her up to this, allegedly. I say her alleged boyfriend. Okay. But she accused the wife of a special prosecutor in former President Donald Trump's election subversion case of interfering with the legal proceedings in a bid to damage her reputation after a co-defendant in the case accused Willis of maintaining an improper relationship with that prosecutor. Here's some of the key facts. In her motion, Willis argued that Jocelyn Wade, now mind you, I'm going to come back over here on this side and look at y'all right quick. I never said Jocelyn's name. I never said the wife's name. And you guys know I covered part of this for the past couple of weeks on Headlines with a Voice as well as here. And I never used the wife's name. But this chick right here, who's allegedly been in an affair with Jocelyn's husband, literally went into court and filed documents to say, hey, she's interfering with our case. Let that crap sink in. And if I could use the SH word, I would use it. She literally said that this woman, this is adding insult to injury. She said that this woman is interfering with her work. I'm going to be quiet for a second. Hey, Rebecca Ann. Now, listen, I don't know how many women watching live or watching in the replay have ever been a victim of another woman. Now, I'm not talking about that dude you said I do to. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the meddling other woman who don't know her place. Let me give myself the full screen right here. I'm talking about that meddling other woman who don't know her place. You remember, most of you may, there was and I got my windows all blocked out, you guys, because normally this window was undone. I just let you see the sunlight. But because of the snow, we've got black bags up here because of the snow. We did this the other night too when the cold inclement weather came in. So just forgive all that. But we had a woman on the program called, her name was Kiki. And Kiki talked about the other woman's code of conduct. And don't you know that there's another woman code of conduct, even though some of us who are wives who've experienced the cheating of the husband, we never ever knew that that was even a necessity. I'm being real with you guys, and I hope we can be adult tonight. That's why I say this publication tonight right here, this ain't for no kids. Share it out if you can. This lady actually went to court. Fani Willis actually went to court to get the wife to say she is interfering with her case with Donald Trump. To my understanding, as we will see in some of the other information that we'll have tonight, her case with her husband started out 21, 22. Allegedly, it was because of his improprieties and him cheating and doing all the stuff that he's doing. So this other alleged other woman, get the picture, literally went to court to say this wife of the man that I've been allegedly cheating with is interfering in my work. That's what she did. I'm going to tell you something. These people, they're going, somebody going to pay. Somebody's going to pay for the stuff that's going on right now. Somebody going to be in deep doo-doo for some of the stuff that is going on right now. And I'm going to tell you, in Atlanta specifically, these women are so brazen. They get on the phone and call the wife. They get on the phone and they text the wife. They get on DMs and they start DMing the wife. They get on these are not the women from the days of old. These women right here, literally, who are the DA, who are alleged to have had a relationship with a woman's husband, has literally gone to court to file documents to say she's interfering in my work. Not, I was allegedly interfering in her marriage. And now I feel like I've been violated because this situation has been going on for a minute. My question is, if anybody can tell me where the situation stems from with Fani Willis's husband, I want y'all to show me her husband. Somebody show me, because I've been digging. Let's go ahead and finish reading this. I had to put my face in the place. I had to. Okay, so again, here are some of the key pieces to this situation. In her motion, Willis argued that Jocelyn Wade, the wife of the special prosecutor Nathan Wade, has conspired with interested parties to annoy, embarrass, and oppress her by seeking Willis's testimony in Wade's divorce proceedings. Willis, in her motion, accused Jocelyn Wade, who is the wife of the special prosecutor, of obstructing and interfering with an ongoing criminal prosecution of Trump and 18 co-defendants who are accused of attempting to overturn the results of Trump's 2020 presidential election loss. The motion in Wade's divorce proceeding comes as Willis faces accusations that she violated the conflict of interest laws and mishandled public money by allegedly engaging in an inappropriate relationship with Nathan Wade. Willis was called to testify in an ongoing divorce proceeding between Nathan and Jocelyn Wade earlier this month. Willis argued today, Thursday, the 18th of February, how she should not be forced to testify in those proceedings, saying, quote, the couple's marriage was irretrievably broken with, quote, no hope of reconciliation, and therefore no information could provide. She could not provide any information to prove relevant to granting or denying the divorce. Let me come back and let y'all see my face, because it's me. I'm saying it. How is it? How does she not know? How did she know that the relationship was irreconcilable differences? I'll hold. If she didn't have nothing to do with it and she didn't have any knowledge of it, how can she say that it was irretrievable, that it was already broken? Who broke it, Fani? Since you're telling us this much, who broke it? I'm waiting. This is a two-pronged story, and this is a two-pronged video tonight. It is two-pronged, and the reason why it's two-pronged is because I'm dealing with the brazenness of these women who allegedly cheat with other women's husbands. Now, you running all the way around here telling the court that the marriage was already broken. I submit you had to have some type of intimacy or intimate knowledge of the interworkings of this marriage to tell the court that it was already broken. Who told you it was broken? What was it that they wanted you to testify about? This situation started long before this dude ever got the job as the special prosecutor. So if your relationship with him allegedly predated the time that he was elected as the special prosecutor, as we did read last week, we saw that he filed right there simultaneously with the timeline that he got the actual job. So, how is it that you know that their relationship was irretrievable and it was broken? Who broke it? This is so sad and so sickening. I'm going to tell you something about Atlanta. Atlanta got a whole lot of dirty women, Houston as well as other areas. And I'm talking from my community right now. I'm talking from the women that look like me. Okay? There are hussies that will actually stalk the wife, but you're dealing with her husband. And if you're receiving any benefits from said husband, why would you even involve the wife? Why are you even going after this woman, adding insult to injury? Why don't you just take your counsel's advice? I'm sure that Fani Willis's counsel did not recommend that she do this. Now I will tell you who would. Those who are up above and up above and up above. 33, 34 levels. Yeah. What idiot would you listen to? Now you see your life is already in hot water. You already see that ain't nobody gonna get you out of there. Who made you think of going to court to actually say that this woman is interfering in a lawsuit in a case that you have against the former president? Are you so desperate for your job and for your namesake that you would actually run out here and put this woman involved? Now look, none of us really knew who she was, and I'm gonna show you guys who she was. I'm gonna show you who she. Beautiful lady, beautiful. You can see how precious she is from her photos, and you can also juxtapose that to Fani, whose father was a former Black Panther in Inglewood, California, no less. I didn't even know that until I did some research tonight. I'm a little disgusted in the whole thing because it hits chords in my personal life. As you all know, if you follow on the Lockhart perspective, you can go way back. I'm fully transparent, that the brazenness of these women these days are to sleep with your spouse, call you and tell you about it, and then ridicule you and lambaste you as best they possibly can publicly when they are nasty as all get out. Finding you nasty. If this is any truth, if there is any truth to any of this, you nasty, you dirty, you nasty. If there's any truth to this, that you would that allegedly you slept with this woman's husband, allegedly he took you on fancy trips, and allegedly this woman is destitute and begging him for money, allegedly, and I'm gonna show you that too. So if there's any truth to this, you need to stop it. You're nasty. And if your mama's alive or your auntie's alive, somebody in your family, they need to tell you need to knock it off because you are breaking the other woman's code of conduct. Other woman code of conduct means you stay unseen. You never was the woman. And not only is it you, but it's probably several others. Because see, here's the thing. If he cheated with you, he cheating with a whole lot of other chicks. And Atlanta is prime pickings for tramps, for trash bag whores that want to sleep with other people's husbands. Oh, yeah. It's very personal with me, Fani. It's very personal with me. Because I think that what you should have done was listen to your counsel and just shut the F up and sat down and waited for this whole thing to play out. But you didn't do that. Now you done ran and drugged this woman into this situation, and she didn't have nothing to do with your nastiness and her husband's nastiness. And if he giving it to you, he giving it to everybody, allegedly. Let's get back into this. Let's just get back into this. Okay. Yes, they will. Rebecca Ann says, and they will go to the house of the man. Trashy. At least back in the day, when something would happen, you wouldn't find out till you got to Papa's wedding that he had a whole other family that looked just like Momo's. Nasty. Let's go ahead. Let's continue. I'm going to pick right back up. It says the district attorney argued The subpoena for her to testify in the divorce case constitutes an attempt to harass and damage her personal reputation. So it was not you receiving allegedly this woman's husband's peen. So receiving this woman's husband's peen allegedly was not the problem. It was the woman saying, I need help because my husband has been messing around with this chick and here's her name. So it was not the fact that you laid down with this other woman's husband, allegedly. It was the fact that she had the audacity to list you as a reason for her divorce, allegedly. Because I don't know, baby. I wasn't there. All I know is there's some pretty unique women who are very desperate in the African American / Black community in Atlanta for peen, community peen, community penis. Told y'all to get your kids out. I hope they ain't up. Let me go back and read this. Willis' motion on Thursday comes just over a week after Michael Roman, a former Trump campaign official, and one of the 19 co-defendants in the election interference case filed a motion seeking to disqualify Willis and Wade from the case, claiming that Willis appointed Nathan Wade as a special prosecutor and that the duo engaged in an improper clandestine personal relationship. Roman claimed in that filing that Willis and Wade violated conflict of interest laws, with Wade receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars while Willis was taken on lavish vacations paid for by Wade during a personal relationship. Now that's quotes. Amid Wade's divorce proceedings, Willis was subpoenaed last week in Wade's divorce case. It says what to watch for. Well, Georgia Superior Court's Judge Scott McAfee on Thursday scheduled an evidentiary hearing on February 15th to hear the accusations. Willis was engaged in an improper relationship with Wade and that she mishandled public money. Willis must respond to those allegations by February 2nd. Okay, now that's that part. Let me go on ahead here and let's look at this. This is the case where the judge is saying, okay, now we're going to hear a lot of repetitive stuff, right? Because there's a lot of these things that sort of overlap one another. Well, let's hear what the judge, evidence, it's the evidence. Judge orders evidence hearing over the alleged misconduct by Fani Willis. This is what the judge wants to see. He wants to examine the evidence. All right. A Georgia judge on Thursday scheduled an evidentiary hearing regarding the allegations of misconduct against Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis per a court filing. The big picture? Well, Willis, who is overseeing the case involving a former President Donald Trump and several co-defendants over alleged Georgia election interference, was recently accused of partaking in an improper clandestine personal relationship with the case's lead prosecutor, Nathan Wade. Here's the details. Judge Scott McAfee, a Fulton County Superior Court judge. Now, I don't know who this person is, how long this person has been in office, where they fit on the political lines. I don't know. But it just says that they scheduled a hearing for February the 15th and set a deadline of February the 2nd for the district attorney's office to respond to the motion. Here's a quick catch up. Well, we already know this stuff. We already know this. Roman asked the court to dismiss the indictment against him and disqualify Willis and Wade and their respective offices and their firms from any further involvement in the prosecution of the matter per a January 8th filing. Roman claimed that the alleged personal relationship between Willis and Wade had resulted in a special prosecutor and, in turn, the district attorney profiting significantly from the prosecution at the expense of the taxpayers. The Georgia co-defendant also claims and have done, given the influx of COVID money, she chose to hire a private special prosecutor to preside over the case. Here's a flashback. Roman was a campaign aide for Trump who allegedly played a key role in putting forth slates of fake electors. That's what this reporting says. This is all here. None of us was there. So I'm going to read it the way that it is because I want to see exactly what each side has to say. We're not going to edit anything. We're not going to pretend like we don't see what this says. We reading it for what it is because none of us was there. We don't know what she did allegedly or didn't do allegedly. We don't know what Wade did allegedly. All we know is there are a lot of people who claim they know. And according to the wife, she claims she knows. All right. So it says Roman faces 7 charges, including conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, violating Georgia's RICO Act, and conspiracy to commit filing false documents. He pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. Now it says here, zoom out. After a years-long investigation, Trump and 18 others were charged in August with criminal racketeering over their alleged. See, they got to put all this in there so that it just smashes down the fact that somebody has some hot pants. And I'm not talking about the 1970s hit by none other than James Brown. A spokesperson for Willis did not immediately respond to Axios' request for a comment today, Thursday, the 18th of January, 2024. The spokesperson for Willis didn't comment, and Fani Willis predicts Georgia election case will go into earlier 2025. This chick, if this is any truth or any validity to any of this, she needs to be set down. She needs to be disbarred. If they find there is truth to this alleged information, she needs to be set down. She needs to have several seats. Now, I also want to show you one other thing. This man's wife, allegedly, is pretty much destitute, according to her own testimony in her own divorce proceeding. And what it claims is that she is struggling financially. Now, let me see, can I pull this up? I know that I saw it earlier was it by New York? One of those newspapers out of New York. Let me see if I can find that for us. Okay, is this it? Is this it? No, that's not it. Let me give it to you guys because I have another one, but it's sort of sketchy. The one story that I do have that's readily available for us to read, it's sort of sketchy. It's sort of sketchy. It's not all together. So let me see if this is it. I could just type it in. It was the New York Times, I believe. She ain't got no money. She is financially struggling. And this came out under the wire because we didn't even see this. We didn't see this. Allegedly, well, this was during the time frame of the top of January. Let's get into this story. I want you guys to see this. Because frankly, from the wife's standpoint, I don't care how anybody else would feel. It says Trump prosecutor Nathan Wade allegedly splurged on lavish trips with Fani Willis while ex-wife struggled without any means of financial support. And this comes allegedly from the court document. See if we can listen to this story here. Hopefully we can watch. This is a ad. And I want us to hear what they have to say here. As soon as they give us the opportunity to skip the ad. Apparently there's supposed to be 2 of them. So as soon as we can get to pass this ad, we're going to go ahead and talk about this. And it doesn't look like it's going to give us a chance. They want us to watch the whole thing, of which I don't want to. But you know what? We're just going to play it out. So let me go ahead and watch the ads. Okay, we'll just watch all the ads. So let's see. Are the ads going to play? No, the ads have stopped playing since I moved over. Here we go.
The Tempur-Pedic breeze makes sleep feel cool.
We're going to let this part play out because I don't want to hear the ads and I don't want to be responsible for the ads, if that makes any sense. So let's just let it play. She fixing to take him to the cleaners. You know, the sad part about it, Sandy, was it doesn't look like it. It looks like this lady is really, really really not doing well financially. And I can understand it because according to the court records that were filed and according to all the information that we can see, it looks like, there was like $700 put into an account for them. Oh, wait, this person's reading it. Hold on, let me back up here. Okay, I think this is it.
District Attorney Fani Willis has been accused of having an improper romantic relationship with Nathan Wade, a private attorney hired as a special prosecutor in Donald Trump's Georgia election interference case. The accusations were made in a motion filed on behalf of Michael Roman, one of the original defendants charged alongside Trump. The filing claims Willis and Wade were engaged in a romantic relationship prior to Wade's appointment and have continued their relationship during the Trump case. The motion alleges
Okay. I think what happened, and we're going to pull this out because we're not going to listen to this AI generated recording, right? Because I already know what's going to happen. We'll end up getting a copyright strike because of the music and because that's AI. That is not a person speaking. So here's the deal. What I think happened is this lady went ahead and did what she did, but that's because she did it out of fear. She doesn't know exactly which way this is going. She may just be asking for assistance and help. And the reason why she's asking for assistance and help is because she doesn't know if the people that are above her that have cajoled her to do this is actually going to help her. She doesn't have any clue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a station. There's a station called Fox 5, and that's in Atlanta. Let's see. A news on Willis. Let's just check this out and see. Because I want to look at this. Oh, well, here we go. Is this today? No, this is not it. Oh, here we go. This is Atlanta News First. We're going to watch this because I think this is going to be a little more to what we're looking for. Okay. This was just from 3 hours ago. And it's Atlanta's First News. Okay, you guys, give me a second. It's just a few of us over here. It's not like we hurt nobody because it ain't but a couple of us. So let's go on ahead and look at this. I'm going to present this to you. And as I present this to you, you'll be able to see it. So let me go ahead and present it. And I'm coming from another window altogether. And it is this one. Okay. Let's go ahead and see this.
Fani Willis. In a new court filing, Willis says the wife of the man she hired to be a special prosecutor.
Hold on, y'all. Okay, go.
It's interfering with this case. The document alleges special prosecutor Nathan Wade's wife is using her divorce case to impact the Fulton County case investigating former President Trump for meddling in Georgia's 2020.
Can you hear it? That's because I'm using Bing, Sandy. And so you can't see it at all. That's because we're using Bing. And when we use Bing or Microsoft in tandem with Chrome, even though they're all wicked, they just can't seem to get along. And because they can't get along, we don't always get a chance to see it the correct way. So let me see if we can't figure out another way to actually play this for you guys so that you can see it. But the fact is that Fani does accuse the colleagues, as they're saying it now, his colleagues, her colleague's wife from interfering in the case itself. which is a bunch of hooey. We all know that it's a bunch of mess. But in any case, I digress. Let me see what we can come up with. I hope you can still hear me. The feed did stop, but let's just see what we've got here. I was so heated when I saw this, Sandy. I just did not know what to think. Here we go. I'm just gonna take this out altogether. All right, let's see. I'm surprised. It shows that you guys should be able to see this. Huh. Well, who knew? Let's see if you can see it now. Let me go back on this side and see if you all can see it. No, it's not allowing you guys to see it. Oh. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come out of here so that you guys can just listen to me. But the fact of the matter is that this woman has literally set this man's wife up for insult to injury. And that's the bad part. That's the part that I see that's not so cool. I'm going to remove this altogether. The point is that there in the city of Atlanta in Fulton County, this woman has now put this wife who was relatively quiet, okay, because we didn't hear anything from her. What she has done is she's involved this woman now in saying that she is obstructing, that she is trying to prevent this from happening. And that's not cool. No humility at all. This lady is not, listen, I don't know if any of these things are true, but if they are, she's not exemplifying any humility at all. And I think that humility means that she is brazenly. That's why I asked the question. Is she brazenly doing these things? No, my feed is being affected. Okay, you guys. And I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm using a straight connection. So I'm hardwired. All of my stuff is hardwired. But for whatever reason, it's not allowing us to have this conversation. It does. It hits very close to home for me. And like I said, anybody who's ever followed the Lockhart perspective, not headlines with a voice, but the Lockhart perspective, you find that what I have done year after year is be completely transparent with some of the things that I've dealt with in my own personal life. Why? Because I believe that's what actually helps to free people up. There are so many people who run around with these false pretenses and try to pretend like their lives are absolutely crystal clear and there's nothing in their past that can break their heart. But I truly and honestly believe, as a woman and as a minister and as a person who has spoken to and has helped many women from my own broken experiences throughout my history, from molestation to rape to everything that you will find right here on this channel, if all you do is click all the way back to the beginning, because I've not hidden anything, you will find that I am for the truth as best as we can make it, as best as we can get it. And when I see stories like this, or people who are absolutely just flaunting their nose and thumbing their noses at the difference between right and wrong, it really does offend me, especially as it relates to my own community. When my community does well, I like to applaud them. Conversely, if you effing up, I'm going to bring it to your attention. And I'm going to bring it to everybody else's attention. No, this is not how we all act. If there's any validity and any truth to this, I find it very disturbing. I find it very disturbing. And I honestly want to say that these kinds of things do not at all mean that the bad guy wins. I'm going to tell you a few situations where the good guy wins. The good girl wins. Listen, as a woman, I can only, again, you guys all know me, I can only speak from a woman's standpoint. And for this color skin, I can only speak from a woman in this earth suit skin type. But there are also men that are going through these things. There are also men that are dealing with women who are repeat offenders, who are repeat cheaters, and then they want to mush the man's face in it, all because he took his vows seriously. All because all he wanted to do was love a woman and care for her and do what he said he would do when he put that ring on her finger. All he wanted to do was to be forsaken, for for embetterment and health and sickness and health and richness and in poverty. He wanted to be there. But there are a lot of women out there that'll treat a man like trash. Now, I don't know what happened to Fani Willis's husband, but I do understand that she suffered a divorce as well. Could it be because of this? I don't know. But I do know that in order for somebody to go and take another person and put their name out there after the pain that this woman has allegedly been through is really tacky and low life. And it shows that she don't care about nobody else, allegedly. And I got to say allegedly, because you got a lot of people out here suing poor content creators who ain't got no money to defend themselves. Okay? Who ain't got a window, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But because they are so big-headed, they go after the creator, the content creator. And I'm not the one. I'll tell you right now, it would be bankruptcy for me because I ain't got a coin. Okay? Not a damn dime. That's the truth. So my only concern is for our community and what it looks like in the public's eye, because the point is there's not enough of us saying this ain't our community. I don't know where this woman come from. I don't know what she's doing, but I do know that if there's any validity or truth to this situation, it is causing a lot of pain. And y'all see you to it. Whatever it is, you see to this, because this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Not only did you take this woman's husband, not only did you allegedly sleep with this woman's husband, not only did you allegedly go out on vacations with this woman's husband, but according to reports, this lady does not have two nickels to rub together. According to the reports that we have here that won't show up tonight for whatever the reason, this lady was receiving a $700 a week stipend from the husband for household bills and has not worked for over 20 years because they raised their children together and she was a stay-at-home mother. Now, there are some people in this day and age that want to make stay-at-home mothers out to be the bad guy because they decide that with the husband working and making enough money, which is supposed to be what covenant is about, she's the bad person because she's not opted to go out and lay herself out there and be subject to others when her children need her. Now, apparently, according to what I read, the father and the mother were able to amass a certain amount of wealth where she was able to stay at home with the children and the children go on to college and do what they're supposed to do, because that's the way that the party was supposed to be rumbling until. And I don't doubt, listen, I don't doubt that this chick, Fani, allegedly is the first chick. This is not the first chick. If there's any validity and truth to this, she's just the one that got caught up. It's the one that got good to him. Yeah, he got caught up in the title. He got caught up into the if there's any validity. He got caught up in the title. He got caught up into the position. He got caught up into the power. He got caught up in all of that, if there's any validity, all of this. The other situations, maybe it was just some chicks he could just, knock off. It was just some knockoff here and there, if there's any validity. But I guarantee you, this dude, this ain't the first chick. If this dude was a chronic cheater, she ain't the first one. She the first one that made the wife say, okay, that's it. I can't contend with her. I'm done. I done dealt with all the phone calls. I done dealt with all the DMs and the text messages. I guarantee, let me let you guys see this wife. I'm going to come off the screen for a second. I want you to see this man's wife. She was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to let you guys see her. She was a pretty lady. And I thought that it was an absolute shame that this dude will continue on the way that he did. And he did, for whatever the reason. I don't know why people do the crap that they do. Because people get, you know what, I guess it's because they feel like they're just invincible. That's what I think. I think they believe that they're invincible and that they can just keep going. That's it. They can just keep on going. And I just find it sad that in our community, we don't have no respect, not only for ourselves, we don't have any respect for other people. We don't have any respect for other marriages. We don't have respect for any of that. Daryl, you out of here? Hey, Daryl, I didn't see you, precious. You're not late. You right on time as usual. I'm going to let you see this right here. Okay, right here. There you go. That's his wife. That's his wife. Let me see if I can make it any larger. I don't know if it'll make it any larger because I'm blending these two because I needed to use the immersive reader. That's his wife. Hey, R. Jones. Daryl, you're not late. Watchmen, I hope you guys are all here because that ain't but a handful of us in here, and that's fine with me. But that is Jocelyn Wade. That is his wife. And, more than likely, she probably got tired. She probably got tired of dealing with all of the mess if this was something that he was accustomed to doing. You feel me? She could have been done. She could have been finished. We don't ever know. Hey, wake up. Isn't she though? And doesn't she have, she just looks like she's just somebody who just wanted to live her life, grow old with her husband. Her kids are grown now. She has 2 grown adult children. I think they're over 18. Both of her children are over 18. Pretty girl. But to me, it just screams, are you kidding me? When this lady actually took this woman's name and said she was interfering with the Trump case. How can you say that this woman who took a vow with this man and married him years ago, they were married for 26 years. He would put money, according to reports, he would put money, $700 a month inside of a week. Excuse me. Hey, Shaq. He would put $700 a week into a household account that she would pull and take care of household things from. And according to the report that I had, this dude was taking that money and overdrawing the account. And then it bled over into her account. Yeah, it bled over into her account according to reports. It did. And so I don't understand what's going on with our community, but our community is straight garbage. Our community is straight garbage at this point. Straight garbage. Let me unshare this. I'm going to remove this to see if I can show it in a better way. Stop sharing it here, and let me see if I can present it in a better way, because I want you guys to be able to see it. Let me see if you guys can still see it. They're so finicky between Google and everybody. That's her. That's a little bit better. Sandy Aaron says she knows she is going to lose and started the blame game. But she drugged this woman out into this situation by saying that this woman was interfering in the Trump case, that this man and this woman who were wed together, and I don't care who else he messed with in the past, because that's not the person who's being brought up right now. The person who's being brought up right now is Fani Willis. And instead of her doing like her spokesperson said, and that was to respond to this stuff in kind with respect to the lawsuit or respect to the documents, she did this. This is not responding the way her person said. This is responding in a way that is, I'm going to get her. How you going to go after this man's former wife or wife that they're still involved in a divorce proceeding? How you going after this man's wife? How does that make that right? Make that make sense. You see what I'm saying? So Mr. Wonderful waited until he couldn't be forced to pay for child support. What a catch. Absolutely. My question is, if anybody got any information, where is Fani's husband? I understand they've been divorced for a second. Why? Because again, I lived in Georgia for a minute. Word on the streets is, well, you know. But for this lady to literally go and say that this woman was interfering in the Trump case is a hot mess. And Black folk need to stop. She did not think any of this through. According to some of the stuff that I saw, her and her father was pretty close. Fani's father and she were pretty close. Why is it that she didn't call her daddy and ask him what she should do? Because I know her daddy didn't tell her to do nothing stupid like what she's doing right now, running behind this woman, trying to put her involved in this stuff. Let me go on ahead and see, can we pull this part up? Not necessarily the story itself, but let me see what we can do about just pulling up the I don't want to. I don't want to look at the video again because we already tried that, and probably I'm unmonetized for this one now because of the video that was playing. But let me just go on ahead and read this and see what we come up with right now together. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me give it to you. All right. There you go. There's an immersive reader. Okay, it says Trump prosecutor Nathan Wade splurged on lavish trips with Fani Willis. This is according to this news article that you and I are reading together right now from the New York Post. According to the New York Post, Trump prosecutors Nathan Wade splurged on lavish trips with Fani Willis while ex-wife struggled without any means of financial support, according to court documents. A top prosecutor leading the election interference case against Donald Trump in Georgia has allegedly left his estranged wife without any means of financial support while splurging on lavish trips for him and his boss, Fani Willis. Nathan Wade, who has been married for 26 years and shares 2 adult children with his wife, Jocelyn, filed for divorce in Cobb County outside of Atlanta in November of 2021, according to court records. The filings in the ongoing case have been sealed since February of 2022. The former couple's marriage came under the spotlight on Monday when Michael Roman, a former Trump 2020 campaign official, filed a bombshell motion that claimed that Wade and the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis traveled together to vacation destinations including Florida, Napa Valley, California, and the Caribbean. The details of their alleged lifestyles are apparently a far cry from those of Jocelyn Wade. The ex-wife claimed in a motion for expenses filed last month and obtained by the Post that Wade has left her with next to nothing, despite him having earned more than $650,000 in legal fees from the Trump case alone in 2022. The court filing alleges that Jocelyn is in dire need of financial support because she is unemployed after having been a stay-at-home mom for 26 years and has no access to the marital funds. In the documents obtained by the Post, Jocelyn claims that Wade had habitually deposited $700 bi-weekly. That's every 2 weeks. I was being nice by saying every week. Every 2 weeks. So this brother dropped $350 into a joint account for household expenses, but was now tapping into that for his own use and sending it into overdraft. Yeah, you can tell looking at that old suit, he looked like a pimp. Quote, while earning such substantial sums, Wade has provided nearly nothing to Jocelyn for her support and survival and has often caused her bank account to be in overdraft, the motion reads. According to the documents, Jocelyn is seeking temporary spousal support, as she should, and interim attorney fees, as she should. Meanwhile, though no proof has emerged, Wade has come under fire after allegedly being romantically linked to Willis, who brought the election interference charges against Trump and his 18 co-defendants and hired Wade to prosecute them. Now, this is going into all of that. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of this stuff right here because we already saw this stuff right here. Look at that. Look at him. Just look at him. Just look at him. He further claimed in a motion that Willis' failure to disclose the alleged relationship, and this is from Roman's case. But you see how they try to throw us all off? That's the wife. They try to throw us all off by squeezing all that other information in there, which to me ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Hey, Betty R. Hey, Wise Owl. 1111, how you doing? You know what I'm saying, R. Jones? The point of the matter is, this chick is off the chain. And it is not cool, the stuff that she is doing. And again, you know what? There are ways that she could have remedied this immediately if there was no truth or validity in the things that she was saying. She could have remedied it by asking them, well, show proof publicly. Show me the proof publicly. She could have defended herself in several different ways, but to go after the woman that in any other type of situation, this woman and this woman allegedly would be at odds with each other, because most stupid women who cheat with other women's husbands make the wife out to be the bad guy and not that Negro that's sitting up there lying to them. The Negro is the one that was telling you for a long time that he was going to divorce his wife. Let's just paint a picture. Let's paint a picture. Well, paint a perfect picture. If we paint the perfect picture and we can take this whole group of people out, take them out of the circumstance and the situation. If we take them out of the circumstance and the situation, we could imagine that one person said, well, I don't want to be married to you anymore. And so what I'm going to do is just leave. And the other person could have said, okay, fine, you can leave. But that's not what happened in this situation, because the picture was painted a little differently. This lady disliked this woman on the screen here enough to where she would actually go and drag her into a court filing. I don't understand it. You love that Negro, though, that was lying to you saying that he was going to leave. And the only reason why he left is because maybe you said, I left my husband. My husband and me is divorced. You need to go ahead on and divorce her. I'm going to get you this job. If I get you this job, will you divorce her? I don't know if that's how it happened. All I'm saying is, hey, I don't know. I have no clue. But I do know that the one who is up high and looks down low is dealing with this right here. All I know is it could be a whole big story. It could have no truth. This whole thing could be a big old lie. But I'm going to tell you right now that if this is or if it isn't, this is exactly what's going on right now in the Black community today. Again, dig back into all my old videos that I have on this channel right here. Not on Headlines with a Voice, but right here. Because this channel was created for me to have my voice and to speak the things that I was experiencing, because I understood that there were several other people out there. So this hits close to home, as Sandy Aaron said, who's one of my best friends and confidants. Yeah, this hits close to home. Return of the man. And that's true. Wise Owl 1111, isn't she beautiful? Wise Owl 11 says, look how beautiful she is. He is a foolish man. Absolutely. Because homegirl that he's allegedly dealing with don't look nothing like this right here. Nothing like this right here. She got on a whole bunch of weaving. And this right here look like this sister's hair. Okay? But these are the things that are going on in the community right now. And these are the things that outrage women like myself and other bloggers that are doing what we're doing, because we see what's happening within our community and how it is imploding from the inside out. We've no time to deal with the things that are really, really dealing with within our community that will help us fiscally, that will help us with our children, because these are the stupid things that take precedence in the media's eye. They don't see the things that we're really standing up for. They don't see the many women like myself and others who are standing up to say, hey, this is not what we're for. We're about family. We're about being a very conservative and very streamlined group of individuals. But it's the fringe that gets seen. It is the fringe that gets the attention. It is the fringe that stands up and says, look at me, in a narcissistic way, which paints us in a bad light. And so that is the reason why I brought this forward tonight, because I could not believe the unmitigated gall. I could not believe the nerve of this chick to come out and do what she did, to take this woman to court. I could not believe that. I could not believe that she would drag this lady's name in this. Wade's estranged wife. I don't know. I don't know. But Negroes need to get it together. And if you want to spell that K-N-E-E-G-R-O-W-S, go right ahead. I don't care how you spell it, how you say it, how you fashion it. Negroes need to get it together, because right now we losing on so many different points. We're losing with our children. We're losing with our morals. We're losing with our values. We're losing with staying on the Democratic plantation. We're losing. And if anybody can say that we winning, show me. I'm on hold for those that can show me where we're winning. Because we're not winning. Everything is going according to the plan. Everything is going according to the plan. Yes, ma'am. Sandy says, I saw a video up in the pulpit, Fanny up in the pulpit at Pastor Porkchop's church, made me barf in my mouth. Let me see if I can find that, because that's one of the things that I had on the other side for, what was it, for the Chrome side. But whenever I try to pull it over here to Bing and Jet, they just, they all wicked and they don't like each other. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And they won't let one play on the other. I want to show that. Let's go ahead and see, can I find that? And I'm going to dig around. Let me reach around and see, can I? See, can I find it? Here's what, this was 3 days ago. I don't want to play AFN News because they seem like they use a lot of AI, and I don't want that because that is definitely copyrightable and understandably so. All right. So let's see. She lashes out at the church here. Do I have a video of it? Continue reading it. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Can I do it? She responds to a deposition request. That's this. I want to find the video of her. And, oh, gee willikers. I should have just stayed on the Chrome side. I don't know why I try to be extra. I try to be extra because I wanted to use the immersive reader, and they don't have that on Chrome. They don't have it on Chrome. Okay, let me read your comments. I hope you're doing well. The Watchman with his sweet self says, I saw that too. Wise Owl agrees. Sounds like niggerdom in full of... Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Shaq. Yeah, I wish you could come up here, but yes, it does. It sounds exactly like that. You cannot watch it again, Wise Owl says. Betty R says, the Watchman, yes, thank you. I had company, so I missed the beginning of the show. It's okay, sis. The whole country's upside down. Absolutely right. Although she was probably in good company. Yep, right down there with Reverend Porkchop. Let me see if I can find this video that we're talking about, though, because I know I know that Wise Owl 1111 probably can't stomach it again, but it is worth watching for those who've not seen it. And basically in the interview, she's basically in the video, basically what she's saying is, she doesn't ever deny it. She doesn't deny it. Basically what she says is, hey, I'm human. Good night, folks. Been discussing Middle Eastern affairs and whatnot all day. I have a feeling there's going to be another set of stories, all through these weeks to come. You know what, the Watchman, I'm going to tell you something. I get alerts I hope you're still here while I'm chatting with you. But I get alerts all night long about Middle Eastern affairs, about stuff that's going on in Russia, about different things like that. And I'm very hesitant to talk about a lot of them because spiritually, I know that a lot of these things are going to happen, but I really feel like there's a lot of stuff that's going on that you still hear. Brighten up your surroundings and try to keep them from damaging your morals and your survivability. I love you. I just love you. You are a sweetie pie, the Watchman. I really do love you. You have always the best things to say. You add so much value. You really do. But I tell you what, this is what I will say. I will say that these things are damaging the morals of the communities that allegedly matter. They matter so much that they change the framework of our laws, of our regulations, and of a lot of stuff here in the United States that affect us physically right now today. They have changed so many things to appease a group of people that never even said that they wanted anything, but never ever stopped to say, you don't have to do that for us. They never ever stopped to say, we don't need affirmative action. We're competitive enough. They never ever stopped to say, no, you don't have to change this and change that for us. We don't need any help in this. Let us stand on our own. They allow these things to happen and they allow these things to take place. And then you see the buffoonery that's before us today. And for that, I'm very upset with it all. Okay. She loves misery. And you know how the saying goes. That's right, Watchmen. Anyway, you guys, we have been here for about an hour and I only wanted to bring that to you. But the reason for me wanting to bring it to you guys was because I thought about the audacity of someone to actually come back after they have to just go through a legal proceeding, give the supporting documentation and evidence that proves that what this individual with this Mr. Roman said was not true. Instead, she attacks the victim, who for $350 every 2 weeks took care of her household. And now her husband is tapping into that, undoubtedly to prevent her from having it, because he's under the fallacy that once Fani Willis allegedly is done playing with him, that he's going to be all hers and she is going to be all his. What an idiot. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. Hey, Black Spring, thank you so very much for hanging out with us tonight. You guys take care of each and every one of you. Take care of yourselves first. Remember, we always say that. Take care of you first, because if you take care of you first, you ain't got to worry about nothing else. And then after that, I want you to reach around and take care of those around you who matter. And until I see you again, please make sure that you take care of my friend, because my friend is you. I love you all. Take care. Peace.
Lockhart Perspective.